Hey everyone, welcome back to Matt's Models and More. It's good to see you. If this is your first time, please check in, like, subscribe, share, thumbs up, all that good stuff. This is a channel dedicated to model making on the automotive side. So we're going to dive right into it because this is a pack-filled video. You're seeing this is dropping Sunday morning at 9 o'clock as all my videos normally do. But I am actually filming this on Thursday and getting ready to jump on the road tomorrow morning. Me and the wife heading to Atlanta for the Acme show. We're so excited because this is my first time going to the Acme event. And there's so many videos out right now about it, and this got me absolutely pumped. I was watching Lucas C last night. He was interviewing one of the guys, Fred, that is actually part of the Acme, and he was going over some changes and stuff that they're doing now. And it's just, if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link in the description. Check that video out because he kind of gives some little cues of and clues of what they're going to do for this event that's different than previous years. So if you've been before, you can expect that. So in this video, a couple things we're going to do. Number one, I have a new airbrush setup and I'm excited about it. I've changed up the space behind me a little bit. I used to have one of those plastic booths right here. Well, I invested in a Peacemaker, and boy, let me tell you, game changer. So we're going to go over that. I'm going to show you my feng shui setup for my airbrush now, and I also got a couple of tricks to help in your airbrush journey. So we're going to jump all into that, but first let's cue the intro and jump right back into it. Looking for the best aftermarket parts and accessories for your model? Look no further than MCV Products. Bring your models to life at mcvproducts.net. Okay, welcome back, guys. Let's jump into it. Got a couple of shout outs. Just found out that Mark Batson will not be there. Hobby Dude 007. That's heartbreaking. I love to see his smiling face every time we go. Me and the wife are just in love with him and Amanda. They are just the epitome of what this hobby is about. What they do, how they act, how they treat other people, the fellowship, the friendship, everything that they do is exactly what this hobby is about. Also, found out that my buddy Kelly Coons will not be able to make it, so we're gonna miss you, buddy. And also my buddy Daniel Leadom, as he is on Facebook, Ledom, which is model backwards. We're gonna miss you, buddy, as well. Hope you cure that neck and back up so we can see you at the next event. So just a couple of shout outs for the people that I was hoping were going to be there and not going to be able to make it this year. So our prayers are with you all, and we'll just catch you at the next event. All right, so we're going to jump over. I'm going to turn this around and we're going to look right at my new setup. Okay, bear with me because we're not on a tripod right now. I'm going to be holding this by hand just to kind of give you a quick overview before we sit down. This is the Peacemaker by Pace, and it's the 24. It's the 24 Mini Plus is what they call it. So you have the motor on top, and you're able to turn this in any direction that you need to be able to, if you're going to set up ventilation to outside, or if you're going to set it up inside, however way you need it set up, you'll be able to turn it right, left, backwards, forwards, all that good stuff. But the size of this thing is 24 inches. So you got 24 inches from there to there. It's about 18 inches tall. Now, not that tall in here, but you really don't need that. And I'm going to explain why. And then you also have a depth of about 12 to 13 inches. The reason why that's important, and the reason why I say that, is you see how I have the green mat out front. You really don't have to paint so far in here. So you can actually paint about right here. And the way the booth is set up, and the CFMs for this booth are so strong, it sucks it right in no matter what. Last night, well, before I get into that, I'll show you something else first, because it's going to actually tie into it. So I got a 4-inch duct that goes into a charcoal filter, and I got to give a shout out to Barbados Rex, because he's the one that showed this for being able to paint indoors. We all know, you know, fall is here and it's getting colder. Not so much down south as some of you other folks, but this lets you actually paint inside without any fumes. And when I say that, this is where I'm going back to what I was about to say. I sprayed last night let me go ahead and grab it so you can see it. The spray Fusion Firm that everybody's raving about right now. I've got the brush on, and here's the spray version. That is some pretty potent smelling stuff. And last night, other than the first initial spray, that's all I smelled. Matter of fact, I've got them in my dehydrator right now. I sprayed front and rear bumper and some valve covers on a current project I'm doing. But I smelled it on the initial spray, and that was it. Just a hint of it. But because of this filtration system and going into the charcoal canister, I smelled nothing after that initial spray. And when I say initial, I mean it's just because it's the first time it comes out. Now, at first I thought, well, maybe, and I am using protection, but I say that because sometimes you can smell it for the first time and you go, oh my God, you're getting used to it and you don't realize how strong it is, and that's not good for you. Well, the wife also does modeling. She has a craft room upstairs, and when she came down with the dogs, I asked her, I said, do you smell anything? She said, not at all. I said, you don't smell anything? She said, no. I said, I just sprayed some pretty powerful stuff and there's no smell at all. So let me tell you, I found that on Amazon through Barbados Rex link. He's got a link for it. It was $29, worth every single penny. Worth every single. If you want to spray indoors and not have any fumes or smell or anything, comes with this little dust cover. I go ahead and keep that on there as well. So that's trick number one, which I did not invent that, of course, but that is a tip that if somebody didn't know about it, maybe you're watching this channel for the first time, huge, huge, huge tip. Second one, I would say, they used to have a company called Hobby Pads, and I noticed they went out of business. And I think they went out of business only because I tried to look them up and I could not find them, and it says their website is available to purchase the link now. So I think they're gone. But I started thinking to myself, you know, I want to keep this booth clean. Now, it does clean very easily because this is steel. It's not stainless steel, but it is steel, which also helps because you got things like this where, you know, you can magnetize something to the edge there and paint in detail, and it makes it so much easier, and I can store them up there. And I also have a magnet holder for one of my brushes. Then I made a 3D print for that one. But going back to the pad, I said, well, let me go ahead and get a watercolor pad. And the reason why I chose a watercolor is if you get a standard pad is regular paper, the paint would probably soak through. So these are a little bit thicker, pretty good thickness to it. I've sprayed probably 10 things so far, and that's all I've gotten in this booth. I have not cleaned it or touched it yet, and have not replaced this yet, because I'm going to go as far as I can before I have to take the pad off and rip it. And see, it did not go through, does not go underneath as well. So how easy is that to grab a $15 watercolor pad. That's the biggest one I could find. I was looking for a 24-inch to cover the whole thing, but I could not find one. I'm sure they're out there. But to be able to just come, rip that off, go to the next sheet, and maybe clean the sides here a little bit. The other thing I like about this is this filter is so easy to replace, and you can actually flip it because a lot of the concentration is right here. As you can see, the chrome from last night. You can flip this and use it to where it's using the bottom of it. So you're going to get 2 times the use out of that filter as well. And it's a standard 12 by 24 by 1 filter that you can get anywhere, and they're not expensive. So super, super handy. I can't say enough good things about this booth. This booth is absolutely amazing, and I love it. All right, so that was tip number 2, is get you a good watercolor pad. Makes cleaning up so much easier. My next tip would be is if you have a dehydrator, some people will put their dehydrator on the other side of the room, which in my opinion, if you have, excuse the tape, because my my car holder there, body holder, is so dirty that I didn't want anything to kind of, you know, when you're using the airbrush, blast that crustiness off of there, float in the room and get in the paint. So tip number 2, I would say, is if you have a dehydrator or a bucket, keep it right beside your paint booth. Because what I do now, which I was doing before, it used to be over here. Excuse the light there. But I used to have my paint booth right here. Now this is my mixing station. And I had a small shelf that I used where that was sitting on top of it. So I would spray, immediately put it in there. But because this door opens this way, I would have to paint, open the door this way, and get the item in there. You have a lot more opportunity for dust to get in there. So now, with me painting right here, the door opens this way. I can literally have that open already with the fan on. The fan's already running back there now. I can literally spray, put it in, shut the door, let it flash for 5 or 10 minutes, and go from there. So that's tip number 3. Make sure all of your stuff is in one localized area. Definitely makes it easier to, 1, keep the trash out of your paint, 2, to just make it easier for you so you're not bouncing all over the place. So we got number 1 was the canister, number 2 was the mat, number 3 was that, and I had a 4th one and my mind has just left me, which is typical. Oh, I know what it is. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so 4th tip. This is an air purifier. I don't have it too close to the booth because it does put out just a little bit of air, not much. You don't want a whole lot of movement of air wherever you're painting. But an air purifier, and a good one. This is a, I don't even know how you pronounce that. I guess a Muco, and I can't, yeah, I think it's just Muco. That's Amazon as well. I want to say that was $30 or $40, but we have one in about 3 or 4 rooms of the house because they're so great. But this will take any of the dust impurities in this room, and I've had it set to almost the highest level. You got slow, low, medium, and high, and I've got it on the high. No, I'm sorry, the medium. And that's just taking a lot of the dust impurities that are in the room, because you're sanding. I'm usually sanding right here. Here's a sneak peek of my 70 Monte Carlo. I've been working on the engine there, but you're doing a lot of sanding, and that stuff is floating in the air and can get in your paint because you're in a room. So it's just a good idea to have you a nice air purifier. So that's my 4 tricks to the new paint booth setup, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. It's a cool setup, and love this booth. Pace, reminder, it is a Pace Peacekeeper 24-inch Mini Plus, and this is almost twice the size of my previous booth. My previous booth was about half that size. So Normally it's $445. It was on his website for $345 on sale right now. Free shipping. And I think I got it within 4 days. I was amazed how fast I got it. So now I will tell you, it does not come with a light. The way this is set up, it's at an angle, so usually the light that's above you is going to be fine, but it's my light in my room is not as bright as I'd like. So what I did is I put some CA glue on some metal discs that actually comes with this light from Amazon, and that's magnetic, so I can move that if I need to, put it anywhere I need, but it really adds a lot of light in there. So that's it for today, guys. Getting ready for Acme. I will have a video for that. So yeah, I'll have a video for Acme. Because this is such a big show, I may have to do 2 parts. I normally don't, because I will go in and, you know, do an overview of some builds that I like that kind of mimics the style of this channel. And I'll also do a top 5, top 3, top 10. Just depends on how big the show is. This will definitely be a top 10 because it is a big show. Rumor has it 1,000 plus models. That is a lot. So they had last year around 900 and something. And according, if you watch that video that I'm going to link you to, I want to say he already has 400 pre-registered. That's pre-registered. That just blows my mind. That's what most model shows are, and is considered a good show when you have 400. That was just early bird pre-registration. So just I'm pumped about this show. So just know that the video coming out may be earlier in the week. Hopefully it'll pop up. If you're a subscriber, you will see it. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe right now, because it will let you know. Hit that little notification bell. It'll let you know when it pops on. I want to try to get some really good coverage, because I know, you know, Mark and Daniel and Kelly won't be able to be there. So I want to try to get as much coverage as I can. And that way they can kind of live vicariously through me and the wife, since we're going to be there. I guess the best thing I could say is I do have new tokens that I made. I have a 3D printer now. It's not a resin style, it's a filament style. If you see my last video, we discussed that, and I showed you a build where I did a filament build, which is rare because it's hard to build a filament style and look decent, just because of the lines. But I did make some tokens, some poker chips. I was doing stickers for a long time, and I tried the wood thing because I do have a woodworking business, and that it just wasn't turning out great. So I was able to make poker chips, 2-inch size poker chips. So with the logo, so I've got 10 of those. It's going to be very, very tough to pick the top 10 of 1,000 builds plus, but we're going to try it. We're going to try it. So it's going to be fun. Look forward to that video. I look forward to seeing you. I will be there with a different shirt. I'll be wearing a gray shirt with a new logo that we came up with. So look for me. Black hat, ugly face, goatee, gray shirt with a new black logo. So look for me. If I'm filming, try to give me a little bit of space. Still say, hey, I want to talk to you. But I'm going to be making sure I get enough coverage for everybody. So thanks again, guys. I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And until the next time, keep on rolling.